Hey friends, this is Miss Tapp, and I'm just going over some of the how-tos on your digital process journal website that we're creating for Summative A. I wanted to talk to you first about the whatever platform you use to create your website, and it does have to be a certain format, so think carefully before you choose. If you're using Adobe Spark because you're familiar with it, that's all right, but you have to make sure that you have a home page and that people are able to navigate. Well, me, your teacher, is able to navigate to three other pages beyond that. So not everything can be on the home page like we did for the last unit in this first summative. You have to have a home page and then be able to tab over or go to the three other pages I've asked for, which is your problem page, your research page, and your annotated bibliography page. Okay. There will be 4 pages required in total, and the first one is the home page. So choose a platform that allows you to easily make that home page and sets the person that is viewing your website or utilizing your website to quickly and easily understand how to navigate to those other pages. Another one I would suggest is Wix, but I'm going to show you how to do this on Canva, and you should have an account with Canva now. I created my website there. You can see all my designs here. But what I would do if I were you first when using Canva is do a quick keyword search of their websites. Very good. Now, you can easily tell if something is paid for, like you will have to pay money out of pocket. Don't use those. However, I did use one that was paid for. I just eliminated all the images included that I would have had to pay for. But it's pretty easy to see as you scroll down. Some of these templates are going to be free, like this Stratford Accounting one's free. This one, Cia Rodriguez down here, is free and so forth. So even if you like some that are paid for, go through and I can show you how to do that now. Let's look at this Mathica Beauty that I kind of like this outline for. When you get into it, you'll be able to understand which elements are paid for because they'll have this cross-hatching type grid over it. So you see that what is that? Those ferns over on the left side, you would have to pay for that. Okay. And those will be elements. There's some other elements right here. The skincare product, that image, you have to pay for that and that. You have to pay for anything that says Canva or has that cross-hatching on it. So if you really like the format and this one, you could go through and take out all those images and add your own and get this down to being a free template for yourself. But I'm going to go choose one I think that is just free. I'm going to go back to that home page here on Canva and type in one more time what I was looking for, which was website, because they have lots of nice templates. And where's a free one? Let's try this one. I like the colors here. Great. So it pulls up your home page, which would be that one on top right here. And then these pages under could potentially serve as your other pages, okay? This one could be your page for problem. This one could be your page for your research. This one could be your bibliography, okay? Those are required. Often at the bottom of these, they have one that says work with me or meet our team. If you wanted to include that, I'm perfectly fine. But your home page has to be the right here and you navigate to everything else from that home page. So let's look at what is required on the home page. You have to have a title of your podcast, team member names, class period, and your podcast log line. Your log line we've talked about a little bit. It's a snappy description of your podcast that conveys to the potential listeners what your podcast really is, what it's about, and you also should be including right here how it's going to support your market industry. So it's snappy, it gets people hooked and interested, it lets the right audience know that that's the podcast for them. And that all has to be on your homepage. Let's look at mine really quick. Oh, I'm bouncing around again. Let's go home and I can show you what that looks like on mine. Here I have 100 things I've started. There we go. Okay. Now, I did have to click in here in this box, and it's kind of a title box. You can change the size of these up here, just like you do on Word. You have the option of changing the size of your lettering and changing the font. And then I typed in my own podcast title, Fit and Well Podcast. I have my name, as you can see, and my class period, and then here's where my log line would go. Now, you can arrange this any way you want. I took out some paid for art and added my own free art here, and that was under elements. Let me show you that. When I clicked on the left-hand toolbar, that you don't see, now you should see it. You can see that they have all these elements. It is the same with those websites. If you hover over it, you can see if you have to pay for it or not. Okay. I chose those things that were free that I still liked. Mine is really simple. Now, as I said in the overview of this assignment, this is where you have a little creative license, okay? You can add other things. And what I would do is I would do an informal evaluation of some websites out there that I'm familiar with, that I like, or that advertise things like what I'm going to advertise, and see how they have their homepage set up. All right. Now, the nice thing about Canva, and let me go back to the one I was playing with earlier. I have been playing with a lot of things on Canva. Again, you see over here on the left-hand side that you have all of these pages you can adjust and choose from, add things to. So potentially this is the second page, and I don't need this. I don't like the format. I like the page following this. So I can just go ahead and delete the page right here. Oh, I have another copy of that same page. Let me delete that one. Now, finally, here's maybe the page that I want to use. Again, you can click into that box and change the script, change the size of the script. You can change the location of that as well. You can change all of these elements within. It may take a little playing with it for you to understand how it works. You can always go online and find a tutorial, that's what I do do those things that you want to do. Okay. I'm going to follow up with a couple tutorials on how we do that hyperlink, but this is how I would start designing my website for this assignment. Again, you have to have the following 4 pages, and one has to be an isolated home page. Okay, this can't all be on one. One has to be a problem page, one is your research page, and one is your annotated bibliography. If you want to have an extra page on the end that has how to contact or who are the members of your team are, that is optional and completely up to you. Okay, I will start our next overview of what will it be? It's going to be the problem page. As soon as you finish this, you can look for the problem page and start working on that section of your website.